How many of you actually know somebody that either was or will be in college playing sports? Do you know how they got there? Scholarships, student loans, maybe paying it out of pocket? Or maybe they got a little bit of help from the university. What I mean by help is that this athletic director or coach actually approaches a recruit that they want to, well, recruit with a letter of intent to attend their university and play for them. But what they tell you is that if you sign with us and not our rival, there might be a little bit of money in it for you. Now, the reason why this is a bad thing, this is a really bad thing, it has to change, is for three main things, really. One, a lot of these athletes actually have worse grades because of this kind of behavior. Two, because the scholarships can very much alter the mindset of the student when they go to college. And three, because these coaches that are wanting you to come on, they are wanting you to come on because it makes them look better, it makes the school look better, and in order to make them look better, they're going to expose you to the media. Now, Andrew Zimbalist is actually an economist that, also a dad, that was appointed to the NCAA board. And the reason why when he was on the board he made such a big deal of this is because his kid actually had no idea where he wanted to go until he heard of a buddy of his that actually got paid to go to Michigan State and play football. Now, the reason why Zimbalist sees this as an issue is because, all of a sudden, his son learns that he might be able to make a little bit of money on the side, and now he wants to go to Michigan, because Michigan offered him a little bit of money to play a sport. Now, as I said, this is a really bad thing, and it can affect his grades, and Zimbalist saw that in his son. Now, another guy that is heavily involved in this, or was in his past, is Dean Purdy. Him and his colleagues actually did a study over in a big Western university, which the name was withheld for whatever reason in the studies, and they found something rather interesting. How they did it was they took several thousand students and actually watched them grow in their education over about 10 years. From middle school, high school, into college, they watched how their grades did, and what they found was rather interesting. The first thing that they found was that there was actually a group of students that did worse than everyone else. They took the athletes' grades and compared them to the regular students' grades, and what they found was that the scholarship holders, African American athletes and students, and the athletes that partake in what are known as the big money makers in sports, football and basketball, actually did significantly worse than everybody else. Now, why is that? And everything is up in the air, really, but the biggest issue that I want to point out is the scholarship holders. Scholarship holders, you'd think that this guy that's good at sports, he's smart, you're going to give him a scholarship, right? You'd think that, but apparently, obviously, everyone's different, right? Everyone's different. But generally speaking, you offer someone a scholarship to go play basketball, for instance. They're going to go to college to play basketball. They're not going to go to college to study and play basketball. They're going to do what they can to get by in the classroom and then go play basketball. So that's the reason why the scholarships are a big issue. And another reason that scholarships are a big issue is actually because of full rides. Now, full rides, as I said, everyone's different. But the issue is we've all heard the stories of the guy that's really good at basketball or really good at football or something, but he's too poor to go to college, so you throw a full ride at him, and he thinks, oh great, I can go play football now. He doesn't think, oh great, I can go make a future for myself. Oh great, I can go get an education now. No, he thinks, oh great, they want me to go play football, so I'm going to go play football. So that really affects how the student thinks about college, and it's adversely affecting how the youth actually see college. They see college as a way to have fun and play sports rather than secure a future for themselves. Because let's face it, wanting a future in sports isn't exactly realistic. Now, another thing that happens with these athletes that are brought on through scholarships or whatever means is that the coaches expose them to all kinds of different things, especially media. Now, the issue with college coaches that athletes might not actually always understand is in high school, a coach isn't always judged on how well his team does. But in college, more often than not, a coach's job hangs in the balance when it comes to results. they have to get wins, they have to get good results in order to keep their job. And so when they see a good recruit, like they see a kid that's good at basketball, and if they're like handed a little money under the table to go get that kid, they're going to do it. And another way that they want that kid because of the fact that he's going to make the coach look better and the university. And another way that he's going to make the university look better is exposing him to media. Say he goes off in a huge game against a rival. What do? You put him in front of a reporter. That reporter then interviews him and then releases it to the public. Now, one thing that people on the outside don't always understand is the public can be vicious. I mean, how many times have you heard people yelling at, Tim Tebow when he was on the Broncos, when he was bad, when he had a bad game or a bad few games, people jumped all over him. Now, he's an adult, he's a pro now, so he should be able to handle it, right? Imagine throwing that kind of hate and that kind of pressure on a kid that's in college. They're not going to be able to handle that 9 times out of 10, right? So that's kind of why that's bad. But there is one guy in college, a coach, that we can actually learn from and need to learn from. And his name is Coach Mike Krzyzewski. I know I mispronounced his name. I've never been able to pronounce his name, but we all know him as Coach K from Duke. We all know Coach K, right? Coach K has 5 rules when he's recruiting a player, and one of the biggest and probably the most important is he recruits his kids on the way that they do in the classroom. If you can't make the grade, you're not going to play for Coach K. If you have a bad attitude, you're not going to play for Coach K. If you can't be coached and you're self-centered, guess what? You're not going to play for Coach K. We need to adopt the way that Coach K thinks into what we teach our sons, daughters, friends, brothers, sisters, whoever it is, and make them understand that college isn't a place to go play sports. College is a place to go get an education and to learn how to support yourself and your future family. Now, if there's anything that you've taken away from this speech, if I've persuaded you at all that we need to change how we think, I want you to think of this one thing, and that is the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a professional as someone who is paid to be in an occupation. Paid. Tony Parker, Tim Tebow, Peyton Manning, Joe Mauer, they're paid to play their sports. They're out of college. They're a professional now. By definition, they're a pro. College players are not. There's a reason why it's student athlete. The student's first, not the athlete. You need to make the grades happen if you want to play the sport. Thank you.